Coach, what is it about Coach Freeman that makes coaches want to keep working for him again?
Coach Freeman's obviously got great energy. He's obviously had great success. I've had the ability to work with him, in my time at Cincinnati, and just the personality, the things he stands for. I think it makes it, him working at Notre Dame obviously is an attraction in itself, but I think just culturally what he stands for is a natural fit for a lot of people. He's a family guy, which is important in this business. You spend a lot of time around the football team, and you do get time to be with your family. He makes sure you're going to be able to maximize that time.
And then, I guess, potentially some challenges just working with Sam, where you guys are both new to the program and new to the offense. I guess, how do you kind of bring him along to maximize his talents when it's just kind of a new situation for both of you?
I don't know. I'm excited about it, and I think Sam is as well. And I think him coming into the situation he initially signed up for, and kind of the things that transpired throughout the first 2 months of that transition, were kind of tough on him. But I think in the little time that I've been here, we've made up a lot of ground, and Jared's done a nice job of kind of accommodating to that, and he's going to be just fine.
Is it an attractive proposition for you to come into a situation that didn't really have an entrenched starting quarterback per se?
I've been involved in quarterback, battles before, and Tyler Buchner and Steve Angeli and Sam Hartman, Kenny Minchey, all those guys are getting an opportunity. And I come in at the clean slate, not knowing any of those guys, so I'm anxious to see what all of them can do. I'm anxious to see how they lead. I'm anxious to see how they retain information. I'm anxious to see how they perform, how they execute, how the offense responds to them. So I'm just anxious to get out in the field. I'm anxious for spring ball to start and keep building relationships with these guys.
You mentioned Buchner. He has obviously the longest tenure out of that room here so far. What have sort of the initial conversations with him been like, and how have you sort of been adjusting to kind of get to know him?
All those guys have been great in my room. And like you said, Tyler's probably got the most experience and most time at the helm. And he's early on been a great source of information for me, just understanding, hey, how did you guys read this last year? What did you guys do procedurally in these situations? And trying to accommodate me with the playbook. So I've been learning from those guys just as much as they've been learning from me.
Can you give us some insight into your coaching philosophy and your coaching of players?
My job, I feel like, as a coach is to pass on all the information I've gained as a player and as a coach from all the coaches that have taught me. And if I can pass that information along to these guys so they're a better player than I ever was, I think that's my goal. And how do you do that? I think you do that first by building relationships with them and building trust with them so that they understand what you tell them is an effort to make them a better player. And that's kind of how I go about it.
What is the one intangible that you're always looking for in a quarterback that you just get a sense?
There's a bunch. I think that's the key in recruiting the position is everybody's looking for these intangible characteristics, and your ability to find those, whether it's toughness, whether it's competitiveness, whether it's leadership, all the things that you can't necessarily see on tape that you've got to talk to somebody or figure out through your relationship with that kid if they possess those. To me, there's a lot. And I think those three, though, toughness, competitiveness, and leadership are the most important.
Coach, when you're at Wisconsin, for the brief time there, super active in the transfer portal, the quarterback market. Did you ever evaluate Sam Hartman as a potential candidate? And if so, what's maybe stuck out about him at this previous stop?
You never know who's really on the market. You know what I mean? Like, Sam was kind of in and out of the portal fairly quickly. I'm fortunate to be in a situation where we've got a great quarterback room to step in here and to have the quality of kids that we've got in that room. And the little I've seen them throw the ball, I've been really impressed. So just head to toe, I feel like I'm in a very fortunate situation. I got a great room, and I'm anxious to coach them.
What stood out about Kenny Minchey so far?
Kenny is super sharp. Like, Kenny loves football. And like, you tell Kenny something once, Kenny ain't gonna forget it. And I've been really impressed with him so far as an early enrollee and a kid that should be in high school, the way he retains information.
I believe I've seen that you've done the two-hat situation before where it's OC and quarterbacks coach, but what are some of the benefits of being able to just hone in on the quarterback on itself?
It's super beneficial. I think the key there is my communication with Jarrett. Obviously, I've got to be speaking the same language. We've got to see it through the same lens. But it does provide you extra time with that position and be able to coach those guys up and not worry about scripting or game plans or call sheets, just to be able to focus on that position group.
And then is there a sort of a relationship between you and the receiver room as well, and with you and Coach Stuck?
Yeah, we're going to, throughout the spring, that's the point of emphasis for us, is we want to get the passing game kind of everybody on the same page. So we'll be holding some meetings with just the quarterbacks and receivers to go through some of the 7-on-7 tape and some of the passing game stuff to make sure the quarterbacks and receivers are seeing things the same way.
Development-wise, are you one that kind of tinkers with throwing motions at all, or footwork, or just kind of let them go?
No, I'm going to lower body footwork I'll mess with, but upper body mechanics, I don't toy with that. I think those guys have put themselves in a position to be here because they can throw the football, and I'm not going to mess with that too much. Lower body mechanics and drops, we'll make sure we're doing it the way that I want it, but upper body they've got here doing it the way they do it. I'm not going to tinker with that too much.
Anything else for Coach Guidugli?
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.